Good afternoon, you bunch of lovelies. Welcome back. We're going to go for a couple of pickups, and then I have got the next 4 hours to go through that stack of electronics to test and list. I'm not going to bore you with the testing or the listing. We'll just come back at the end. I'll tell you what works. I'll tell you what doesn't work. I bought myself, look at this bad boy, the Amiga video cassette cleaning system. I'm hoping it's going to work in the, because this one here has a bit of a fuzzy picture. It is there and you can hear the sound coming from it, but it is a bit fuzzy. So I bought that because I thought, well, I'm probably going to need one anyway. The only issue is, for me, and it's going to sound ridiculous when you think about how many videos we used to have kicking about and all the rest of it, and this is all my testing stuff, and it's not actually in there. So in one of these, that one is a video, but it's a home video of some family at Disneyland that was just in one of these once when I picked one up, and it's of poor quality anyway, so it's a bit difficult to test. So randomly I want a video, but at the same time I don't want to be paying a £5 for one because they're not worth out. So anyway, so that's that to go through. You know about that, you know about that, you don't know about this box. So we had a bit of a sunshine coming through there. We had a bit of a result yesterday. I had a bit of a result yesterday at the charity shops. Picked up a few bits and pieces. Did the one of the charity shops is essentially a scrap run. So things they can't test, things they don't want to test, things they don't want to sell. They also have an eBay store, I found out as well. So I'm not expecting high quality items from there. However, all I need out of a box of stuff is one good item if I'm only paying 15-20 quid, and it'll make its money back. So essentially from the scrap pile, we picked up this, which, as you will see, powers on. I can hear the motor going for the seat. There you go, CD drive on the side. Oh look, you can see my giant Homer Simpson hoodie. This is what was in the way in the other video with the GoPro, because it kept going like that and I had the GoPro on here, so apologies for that. As you can see, it powers up, but it doesn't do a great deal. However, spares or repairs, 10-15 quid. It's been uninstalled with Apple and had been reinstalled with Chrome OS Flex. This is as far as the screen goes, and then it just stops. However, I'm going to come to what I'm going to do with these items, because I'm thinking eBay, and I'm thinking I don't want to put junk on my store. I don't want everything I'm selling to be spares or repairs just because it don't work. But I'll come to that in a bit. So, essentially, this is the box. There was other things that have gone to my storage unit, which I can't be bothered listing at the minute. But these are the bits I've brought back to list. So this entire box, including that Apple Mac, a huge TV that's in the storage unit, and I can't even remember what else I pulled out of this box, but this box was full. So these are the bits I've handpicked. Look, there you go, it's gone blank, nothing's happening. So these are the bits I've handpicked to bring home to then sell, okay? But in here we've got a big button call blocking BT landline. Might be a £5, might be a £10. Let's say a £10 for argument's sake. Oh, someone's coming in. £10 on that. A thermal heat massager, say a £5 on that, so we're at 15 quid. There was a Panasonic Blu-ray HD Plus. I've got to look into it and see what it is, to see if it's Freeview as well as, well, there's RF in and RF out, so, but you've got, it is HDMI, so it could potentially be Freeview recorder with Blu-ray. I don't know, I've got to look into it. But there's going to be, if that's working, there's going to be, the reason why it was in there is because there's no power lead, no remote, nothing. So there's a potential of 25 quid. So we're 40 quid up to press with those bits. There was another one, a little one, another Panasonic. This is another Blu-ray. Let's say a £10 for that, because it is quite small and ratty. I don't know, there might be more. So what's that, 50 quid? And then there was this, the No hair removal system. It's all in there. It's got the little adapter for the plug, all the little bits and pieces, all the little shaving things. I've just got to put it on charge, make sure it works. All the instructions are everything in there. The last one of those I think I sold for 60 quid. Even if those goes for 40 quid. I mean, And this, I don't know if this is worth anything or not. It's an electro-acupuncture. I don't know how it works. But if I put batteries in it and it makes a noise and it does something, then I'll stick it on eBay. I've no idea. Could be a fiver, could be 20 quid, could be nothing, could be going straight in the bin. I've got no idea. So where were we? 40, 80, 90, 100... 105, 100, say 110 quid. That entire box, plus all the little bits and pieces that you haven't seen, that I pulled out and put in the storage unit, was 20 quid. 20 quid for all of it. So as long as I can get my money back on a few of them bits, we're all right. So then my other charity shop, visited there, only picked up a couple of bits from there because it wasn't that much. I missed out on a hi-fi from this shop. It was an old JVC with the 3-disc changer with the 3 shelves at the top, came with the speakers, didn't come with the remote. Not many sales on eBay, however the last one that sold was on the 29th of January this year for £100 and they had it up for 20 quid. I was tempted to go back for it, I was halfway home at the time, I couldn't be bothered. So it had been a long day, I've been at work all day as well, remember. So this bag, plus what's up here, oh and the Apple Mac as well. That was in with that 20 quid. So, next on the list, next charity shop. So the next charity shop, I'm going to power this off and move it. Of course it's flipping heavy. So my idea moving forward, we'll go through the next charity shop in a sec, I'll just tell you about this. God, they're so heavy. So my idea moving forward is for things like this, right here, and the stuff that's in the storage unit, car boots. I'm going to have to start selling at car boots. I'm getting more stock than I can sell on eBay, and I'm also getting bulky stock. Things like this TV. I know you can send them out, but the risk of them being damaged and all the rest of it, it's just too much of a pain. If something goes wrong with them, it's a pain to get your money back from the delivery company. It's a pain for the customer. You run the risk of getting negative feedback. I'm going to try to keep my items to not really much bigger than this for a big percentage of them. Other bits and pieces, like the pin golf bag, that's going to turn up. The Hoovers, they're going to turn up. And the Walkers. They're quite sort of indestructible. I mean, you ain't going to break that if you drop it. It's in its original box. The ping bag is soft fabric, it ain't going to get broken. This, very good chance somebody's going to put something on top of it and break that screen. So stuff like this and that, and bits that you haven't seen because they're still in the storage and I've put more stuff in there in the last 2 weeks than you have seen. I'm going to go start doing car boots. I'm going to start doing car boots. I'm going to do one a month and I'm going to pick the best weather day. I'm just going to pick specifically a car boot, do it, get rid of a load of stock, a load of stuff into recycle that don't work, and then we're going to go from there. So that's the plan coming up. Bearing in mind we're only on the 2nd of February and I ain't standing out in freezing cold weather, so I'm just going to have to let all that stock build up. Stick the trailer on the back of the car, take it to the car boot. Right, what have I picked up? So from the charity shop this week, my usual charity shop, my favourite charity shop, the people that I'm working with. Should I mention that now or save that for next week? No, I'm going to save that for next week, but I've got a lot of items to sell coming up, and it's not potential, they are coming. So in the charity shop this week, I picked up a Technica TV with iPod mount and speakers, no remote control, no power lead. £5. I'll do these individually because they were individual at the time. £5 for the Technica TV. On eBay for this size of one, I think this is a 19. They're about 40 quid. So even without remote, oh no, it's 22 inch. So even without remote, 40 quid, fiver into 40 quid. In this bag, I picked up some bits and pieces. These are power lead for something. I can't remember what I picked that up for. That's for something I bought. I can't remember what. And then some remotes. And I did really well. And I was really, really lucky. Let me just grab that other one. Where is it? What have I done with it? What the hell have I done with that now? Oh, it's there. So these remotes. Oh, I was wrong about that. Completely wrong about that. Alright, never mind. One of them can get sold. With these remotes, I have got 1, 2, 3 Humax players and no remotes. Now, if I remember rightly, there is... well, it's in here somewhere, I don't know where, but there is a Humax remote in there. There is also a Humax remote there. So I've got 2 Humax remotes. I've got 3 players. Good. Skybox. Picked up 5 or 6 of them that are in the storage unit. Every time I get one of these, I'll pick it up. It can go with the Skyboxes. This, I'm really hoping, is for that. Because it didn't come with a remote, and I just found this at the back of the charity shop in a bag with loads of other remotes. Technica. It's got the play, pause and eject buttons for the CD. It's got digital TV, radio, USB and DVD. So it's got, I'm praying it's for that. I picked this up because I thought this was for that Yamaha amp. What I didn't realise when I got back is I've already got one for the Yamaha amp. So one of these I might be able to sell separate. I do like to keep them for if I pick up things without remotes. I also picked up an AirRam. Oh yeah, the remotes, they were like 50p a piece. The remotes were 50p a piece. TV was a £5. What else was there? That was it, wasn't it? You're up to speed. Yeah, you're up to speed. Picked up this G-Tech AirRam K9. It works, it turns on, everything's fine with it. It's dirty and it is the stinkiest, most disgusting thing ever. It's awful. Whoever had this, you should be ashamed that you didn't bath your dogs more often. Because I've got a dog and my house doesn't stink and my Hoover certainly doesn't smell like that. However, that was a £5. So the other item I picked up at that specific point for a £5 was this. And anybody who's into their retro gaming is going to know what this is. And judging by, according to the instructions, let's have a little look. Where is it? First edition 1982 Sinclair ZX Spectrum in fantastic condition. No power lead, no mic ear, 9-volt input. But I'm going to try and test them. The biggest issue I have is all the TVs don't have normal aerials on them. So that, in total then, that, a pack of mini DVRs, the little tapes for camcorders, those, that TV, that Hoover, and, oh yeah, I forgot about this one, and this Hoover, so cool this, look at that. And this Hoover, I believe was about 20 quid in total. 25. Do you know what? Let's say 30. I don't care. If that Sinclair ZX Spectrum works and it's absolutely fine, there's probably 80 quid in that. The remotes, if I don't use them for anything else, are probably £5 to £10 a piece. The TV's 40 quid. Those have sold for anywhere in between 50 and 65, 70 quid. And what else was there? The Spectrum. Oh, and this. Another 65, 70 quid. For what they're giving me stuff at, and the fact that they're happy to take it for items, they're not going to sell that. And I'll tell you why they're not going to sell that, is because it stinks. They don't want it on the shop floor. They haven't got the time to clean it. It came with a spare charger as well, by the way. They haven't got time to clean it. They want stuff they can flip quick. I don't mind sitting in here and cleaning stuff and getting them to look nice and then listing them. Spectrum is worthless to them. They're not going to go on eBay and they're not going to be buying parts for a Sinclair ZX Spectrum. They're just not going to do it because they haven't got the time. They don't want it. They don't want it on the shop shelf. It's an easy thing to nick if it's worth 80 quid. The TV, no remote, no power lead, untested. They don't want it. So I'm hoping that they're happy with what I'm and that I'm making a bit of money out of it. So I'm going to have to pause this. I'm going to have to crack on because I can't be stood here all day talking. Let's do some testing. Let's do some listing. I'll come back and we'll see how we get on. I just wanted to bring you back in real quick just to show you the perils of buying electrical and the fact that, luckily for me, nothing I've got cost a great deal of money. This video recorder, powered up, plugged on. Let's see what happens. Did you hear that? It's not even giving me it back now. There you go. This is what she looks like. Just insane. So this is now, at best, spares or repairs, and I've got no videos now for testing purposes. So yeah, this is just a reminder. I mean, look at this. I don't even know. Oh, and then she's coming, I think. Yes, I know it's still turned on, and I know I'm a dick. I mean, don't get me wrong, it might be worth... Jesus, how much tape is in here? I was never going to get this out in one piece, was I? It might be worth... So now I can't test that one. So that one may as well go back on the shelf. This one's spares or repairs, whatever. And then coming over here, they're not tested. This is my tested pile up to press, and I can't sell any of them, right? So this one's got no plug on. I can't find my proper wire strippers to put a plug on it. This Humax relies on the password to be able to tune the channels in. I don't know the password. I don't have a remote for it. Incidentally, the two remotes I got, none of them work with any of these Humaxes. This Humax can't be tuned in because it needs a remote to tune in. This Humax can't be tuned in because it needs a remote to tune in. So this, all three of them, plus the video recorder up there, at the minute, are all going to have to get sold as is. They could be 10, 20, 30, 40 quid at a push. Luckily, I didn't even pay that for them. But it's just the way it goes with electricals. You can never, ever, you should never ever pay real strong money for any electricals if you don't know that they work or not. So this one now, look at all that. This one now is sold as spares or repairs. I'll put it on auction. I'll be lucky to get a £5 for it, I reckon, with no remote. I could have kept the remote and sold it separate if I had one. I don't have one. Don't you break. But yeah, just thought I'd bring you in quick for the perils of testing second-hand electricals. Quick update, we've got one working, a Technics CD player. This one, the Denon CD player, is currently not ejecting. So we're just going to open her up, have a quick look to see if... Another one there. Just to quickly see if there's something caught in there, perhaps a CD that's been upside down or something, maybe. No, can't see anything in there. So why is this little drawer stuck? Now I'm going to do something that you should never, ever, ever do, which is I'm going to plug it back into the mains with the lid off. No, I'm not, because I can't find the power lead. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You're not going to watch this bit, because I could get in trouble for it. Right, let's see if it works. This big cog here, I'm not touching anything, this big cog here wasn't quite aligned because this CD base comes up to meet the CD with the laser underneath. It all comes up, and then when it ejects it goes down to let the tray come out. Let's see if it's working. Let's pick the CD up. Oh no, it might not because it's not got the thing on. Let me just quickly reinstall the other bit. Hold on. Right, put the top part on, which is this cradle which holds everything in place. Let's see if it's made any difference. Apologies, it's Lily Allen. I'm going to turn it off as quick as I can because I don't want to copyright. Good. That's enough of that. Right. Put that back together. Test it another 10 times and I can get it listed. This is turning out to be a long day. Right, you lot, we're going in for the Yamaha to see if that works. God, I hope it does. Sounds good to me. Right. Let's stop. Lily, thank you. So, to list, we have the Technics CD player, the Yamaha Natural Sound AV receiver, and there was a little bit of corrosion inside the battery terminals, but look. Look, boop, 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 off. That's now working. So we do have a remote now for that. Right, carry on. Back in real quick. What a mess. Look at the state of this. Sinclair ZX Spectrum is tested and I can't get it to tune in on the TV. Whether the aerial lead's a little crusty and it won't pick up on it, or it doesn't work, I've got no idea. So that's now listed. £10 starting bid. Spares or repairs. That's all it comes with. I'll chuck in an aerial cable because I've got one hanging about. We've now managed to get the PS1 tuned in to the TV. So I'm going to stick a game in, as I bought two garbage PS1 games. They are PlayStation 1, are they? Please tell me. Two garbage PS1 games, and see if this will do. Where's that button got stuck down now? There we go. Right, she's spinning up. Do have a memory card for it. Way. What's it doing? What the hell's it doing? Let's do that. Nope, it's doing something weird. Let's try that again. Sometimes with any CD player or DVD player, the little laser might need resetting once every now and again. I don't know why this button's suddenly gone really sticky. Sounds like that might be the end of that. So I'll fiddle about with this for a bit and then get back to you. It is not my day today. Right, you lovely lot, I think we are about done for today. The testing didn't go too bad in the end. The Technica TV that was sat there with the iPod mount, turns out that it didn't like the electrics in the garage. Well, that's probably because I'm running from one socket, 2 lights, 4 power sockets there and another 2 power sockets there. So that's why the electrician's coming in a week's time. I'm going to wire up the whole garage. Incidentally, just in case you were wondering, after the last video, that is why I'm not using the GoPro. The lights in here are just too dark for it. Once we've got all them sorted, I'm hopefully going to put in non-flickering LEDs. There'll be a whole better setup for sorting stuff out. So that and that Hoover, because I don't want massive things all listed at once on the off chance that they all sell at once and I've got to try and get rid of them, especially as I'm still at work next week. The irons out of the Ping female golf bag, they were listed as a bundle, and then the Ultra CGI and I believe it's a pitching wedge were listed separately. They've got 10 days on auction. I've got quite a few bits on Buy It Now. The electric acupuncture, the no hair remover, which is there charging, but it does work. It's all tested and working. A thermal massager, a telephone, they're all listed on Buy It Now. Little mini DVs for the old camcorders, brand new sealed. They're all listed on Buy It Nows. The Denon and the that's listed as spares or repairs, starting at £1. I put that it chewed a tape up and it don't come with a remote. End of. Get it gone. See what it sells for. The Denon and the what is that one? Oh, that one's a Technics. The Denon, the Technics, and the those two are listed on auction. This one is listed on a Buy It Now of £110 with remote. If I can get that, that's 3 weeks of all this stuff that you've seen me buy paid for. I've not spent more than 45 quid in charity shops. So it's literally 3 weeks worth. These guys, these two still need testing. This is a lovely TV, and I don't know whether to keep it now or not and replace the Sony one. That Sony one is all singing, all dancing, it's got everything. However, it doesn't have a remote, which doesn't enable me to tune in UHF for vintage and retro gaming. That allows me to tune in vintage and retro gaming manually. So as a result of that, being able to use that, my, where has it gone? PS1, which is down there, and the where is it? I don't know where it is. Anyway, Sinclair ZX Spectrum, they're both listed. The PS1 completely working, 2 games, 2 controllers, all the bits and pieces. That's up, that's listed, that's on auction, this is on auction. Unfortunately, I could not get it to tune in. Problem with these is, you don't know if they're powered on or not. There's not a single light on them. So you plug it in, you don't know, you've got no idea whether they're switched on or not. They're on auction, they will do what they do. They don't owe me anything. And I think that's the biggest part of it, is that I've got to keep remembering that hardly any of this owes me anything. I mean, that bag and all those clubs, bearing in mind I've sold one club out of it already, which I think went for £19 something. In fact, I'm going to go back and have a quick look. All the Coalport figurines, these guys, apart from this one, because this one's sold, but all these figurines that you saw me with in the last episode, they all end tonight. I'll show you that in a minute. I've got so much. There you go. £18. The Strixon 745 driver sold for £18. That came in that bag, with that bag and all those clubs, and that was 20 quid with everything together. So I'm 2 quid short of making a profit. I've got that up for 68 quid. These are on auction starting at a tenner for the set. These are on auction starting at £1 each. I can't lose on them, but let's have a look. Active. I've made a huge mistake, and I've got a load of auctions ending tonight. So we've got, in fact, I'll tell you what I might do. How do we do this again? I've forgotten. Give me 1 second. No, I can't quite remember. Give me 1 second, I'll come back to you. Here we go. I'll do a quick screen recording for you while we're doing this. We've got Coalport figurines, 3 of them in a box. £6.50, 2 hours and 30 minutes left to go. We've got another Savannah figurine, Coalport, old Coalport, £1.20. Listen, I know they're not much at the minute, but they may grow. 1 bid at 99p, 2 bids at £1.20, 2 bids at £2.20, 3 bids at £3.20, and then that lovely Tissot watch. I've decided not to go to the expense of taking it to the jewellers and having a new battery put in it, and just put it up and sell it as it is. They usually sell for in between 50 and 80 quid without a box, without a battery. So this is boxed without a battery. If I can receive 60 to 80 quid for it, I'll be happy. A Leapfrog tablet, replacement tablet only. Whoops, no bids on that. A cap with 1 bid on it for £1, which is sat in that bag just there. An NFL hoodie with no bids, and a cap with no bids. I'll just show you one more thing before we go, because I was gutted and I didn't even realise it when I picked it up. I didn't pay hardly anything for it. Which was this Bradford's, oh, come on, Bradford's edition clock. Now, these boys, depending on which model it is you get, they're not my taste, don't get me wrong. Oh, have I finished? I've not finished doing the thing, have I? I don't know now. These guys, depending on condition and what specific model it is you get, are usually worth quite good money. These little fellas go around. There's a little like cuckoo guy that pops out up here. You've got all the settings on the side for volume and time, switching on and off and the time they come out. You can open the back up. That's where the batteries go. Oh, and look what's missing. 2 of the teddies. That was the way round it was when I got it. I thought I'd literally landed on a clock worth well over £100 until two of the bears were snapped off and are missing. Didn't know they were missing. That was in the back of the clock. It's good job I didn't pay a load of money for it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I might do a quick refresh update video tomorrow on what's going out, because I've got all that stuff on auction. There's a couple of items I sold yesterday that still need packaging up tonight, ready for tomorrow morning. Thanks ever so much for watching. Stick with me. We're only going to get bigger and better. Love you all, and I'll see you in the next one.